Yo, what's up guys, and welcome back to another Laptime challenge on Gran Turismo 7. Today we are racing on Watkins Glen long course in the freshly released Aston Martin Vantage. This car came with update 1.57 as of today, and the car is equipped with sports soft tires. The current world record is a 150.9, and that leaves us to beat at least a 154.3. So before getting into the guide, one more thing from my side. As I saw on YouTube Analytics, about 75% of the people watching are not subscribed to my channel. So if you enjoy the content I upload, feel free to subscribe to the channel to not miss future videos. And now let's get right into the guide for this one.
But before we start, I'd like to let you know that in the lower right hand corner of the screen I have added telemetry data by the Telemetry racing app. More on that you can find in the video description. So starting into your lap, as usual, take a good amount of speed, and the very first brake marker I used is the 400 board on the left. Brake hard in a straight line, go down to 4th gear, then open up the brake slightly to get grip for rotation, go over the inside curb and then as early as possible flat out again and try not to go wide. As long as your right hand tires are on this curb, you are within the track limits. Then turn in, giving it a slight lift to have a load change to the front axle, as well as for this left-hander, slightly lifting before going flat out again to get grip on the front axle, and then keep it flat out, early upshift to 6th gear, and then go over to the left-hand side of the track. The next brake marker will be the 500 meter board on the left-hand side. Again, brake hard, go down to 5th gear and aim for the end of the barrier. Then slightly lift the brake pedal for the load change down to 4th gear, giving it a short brake input again, then let the car roll through the bus stop chicane before going flat out and over the curb on the right hand side. Then after passing this Gran Turismo 7 sign on the right hand side, simply lift the accelerator pedal, let the car roll into this right hander, giving it some slight inputs on the power, and when passing the marshals on the right, go flat out again and use all the width of the track on the exit. Then go over to the right hand side, and shortly after passing the Coca-Cola sign on the right hand side, again brake hard and go down to 4th gear, let the car slow down before turning in to not have a sliding reaction, and then keep it to the inside before going flat out again, and again use all the width of the track on the curb on the right hand side. Then go over to the left, and the next brake marker is in between the 300 and 200 meter board, roughly around 250 meters. Again brake hard in a straight line and then go down to 4th gear, try to keep it to the inside close to the curb, and when the solid looking barrier on the left hand side ends, go flat out again and go over to the left hand side of the track. Next up again is a right hander, and your next brake marker will again be roughly around 250 meters. So in between the 300 and 200 meter board, get yourself the braking point, brake hard in a straight line, go down to 4th gear, let the car slow down so you are not going wide, and once the corner opens up again, go flat out and try to avoid power oversteer. Then go over to the right hand side of the track, and in between the 200 and 100 meter board, again brake hard and keep it in 4th gear, go to the inside for this corner, let the car roll shortly, and once you're at the top of the hill, gently go back to the power, trying to avoid power oversteer and use all the width of the track. Now keep it flat out, keep it in 4th gear, the next brake marker will be the 200 board. Just give it a slight brake input, let the car roll into the corner, and then flat out again using all the width of the track onto the curb on the right hand side. And again shortly ahead of the end of this solid looking barrier on the left hand side, give it a short brake input, keep it in 4th again, let it roll to the inside of the corner, and then go flat out again, try to not hit the wall on the left to not invalidate your lap, and then make it flat out to the finish line. And as usual, let's review the lap once more from chase cam. So getting into your lap, try to carry a good amount of speed, then go over to the left hand side. The first brake marker will be roughly the 400 meter board. Brake hard in a straight line down to 4th, let the car roll into the corner, early back to the power, using all the width of the track. Then before turning into this right hander, give it a slight lift to have a load change to the front axle. As well for this left hander, a short lift is needed to keep it to the left hand side and not hit this barrier. Then keep it flat out, early upshift to 6th gear, then go over to the left hand side of the track, and the brake marker for the bus stop chicane is the 500 meter board. Brake hard, aim for the end of this barrier, then down to 4th gear, let it roll through the bus stop, use all the width of the track over the curb, and then simply lift it for this right hander, keeping it in 4th gear, and at the marshal box flat out again using all the width of the track. Over to the right hand side shortly after the Coca-Cola ad, brake hard again, go down to 4th gear, late turn in to not have it sliding, and then back to the power again, use all the width of the track and this curve. Then go over to the left, the brake marker is roughly 250 meters, again brake hard down to 4th gear, keep it to the inside of this corner, and at the end of the solid looking barrier, flat out again going over to the left hand side of the track. For the next right-hander, the brake marker is again roughly 250 meters, so in between the 300 and 200 board, brake hard again, go down to 4th, slow the car down before turning in, and then go flat out again use all the width of the track, go over to the right-hand side in between the 200 and 100 meter board, brake hard again, let the car roll through the corner and at the top of the hill gently back to the power, again going over to the right-hand side of the track. Keep it in 4th, the next brake mark is the 200 board, slight brake input, letting the car roll into the corner, going flat out again, over the curb, then over to the left, braking again, keeping it in 4th, trying to avoid sliding and early back to the power, using all the width of the track, not abusing the track limits or hitting the wall, to not invalidate your lap and get yourself a gold time and 2 medium.
And that's already it again for this week's lap time challenge on Watkins Glen in the new Aston Martin Vantage. I think overall this is a fun one, although it takes a bit of time to get used to this new car and the tire combo. It's always a bit of driving at the edge of the grip limit, so in between sliding and letting the car roll, but overall if you get used to the car it's a lot of fun and it takes a bit of time to optimize your cornering and entry-exit strategy, but that's what it's all about in the end. So if this guide helped you out to get the gold, I would be happy if you share, like and subscribe. Thank you again for watching and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.